Good evening. Hello, hello, hello. Lovely to see you here. Now, hold on a minute because I'm looking at the comments and I can see people talking about snow. Goodness me. Obviously, I expected it snowing in certain places of the world, really, but Shirley Green is saying that it's snow, and I think, unless she's somewhere else, that's in Scarborough. Oh my goodness. Oh, pay attention. June's here. Thumbs up. Oh, thumbs up. But you've got to admire the Christmas nails. First lot of Christmas nails, and I've gone with gnomes. So we've got 2 gnomes with their little hats on and a little bit of snow as well. So that's as far as I'm going with the snow here. So what I thought we'd do today is a little bit something different. Not a card. It's more like a gift, and it could be for various different things, but I will show you what I've done with it. I'm going to use some different papers, but here's one I made earlier in good old Blue Peter fashion. So this is it's a tea light holder, but it could be many other things, because it could be chocolates, it could be homemade fudge. If that's what you want to send, that's fine. But let me show you. So it's got a nice little ribbon there, and then we open up. It fits in 6 of the little scented tea lights. Now, I got these from Sainsbury's. They came in a packet of 30, and they, I think, were about £3.99. So you need 6 to go in there. So that's obviously, less than £1 each. Bit of card as £1 for your present as such. I have made this one with a little pocket here, just about, see the little pocket. And so you could, of course, put in a gift card or some money, cash type of thing, or even the actual relevant sentiments and things. And also, of course, in here you could put chocolate bars, obviously the little miniature ones, but that type of thing as well. It's not deep enough to go and put a Ferrero Rocher in, you can see, but there are chocolates that will fit in there nicely. I'm just trying to think what they're called, but they come in like a little thin bar, if anyone knows that, being a chocolate person. So yeah, that is it in the pink version, but I'm going to do it in a blue version. All right, so pop that to one side. Now I do have some of the cards today, I should say, paper pads. Get it right in a minute. I'll just show you which one I'm going to use. I'm going to use this one, which is the Winter Wonderland. It's 8x8 sheets. There are 24 double-sided, so there are loads. They come, I've already chosen what beautiful, aren't they? You've got those little bits and pieces that you could cut out there as well, but that you've, as I said, double-sided, so you've got gorgeous patterns. Look at those beautiful deer. It's the sort of thing I like. So that's what I'm going to be using for mine. I'm just going to grab the pieces that I particularly wanted. So I'm going to choose that one, and then hold on, I think that one for the background. That's got loads of lovely bits and pieces on the back as well, but I'm going to need a piece of that. So that's what I'm going to choose, but you can see all the loveliness. There are just a handful of these left on the website, so if you do want any of those, go and grab yourself. The sale went magnificently, so thank you so much for that. All of the, I'm just trying to think. Yeah, all of that has now gone and is winging its way to you. Just now waiting for any pre-orders for the frames, the octagon frames, which are on pre-order and coming on Friday. Fingers crossed, anyway, coming on Friday. So let's get some cutting done, and let's show you how simple this is, because that's the sort of thing we like to do. So let's pop that to one side. Let's put it in the right place. So I have got 2 pieces of black hammered card. Now I've chosen black because I think it's a nice contrast. Otherwise you then have to start thinking of well, I do, of another layer. So if I did this, I would then feel that I'd have to do another matten layer for my other card, which makes it a bit thick, which is why I didn't want to do that. So this first piece measures 20 centimetres by 22 centimetres. Okay, and I'm going to get my scorer here, and I'm going to turn that over so that we're working on the back of it. And we're going to score this along the long side. So when I say the long side, I mean the side that is 22 centimetres. So I'm going to score it first of all at 8 centimetres. So I'm just going to take my leading edge to the number 8 centimetres and give that a score. Then moving it along a little bit to 10 centimetres. And then again a bit more to 16 centimetres. So again, this leading edge here is by the number 16. And then to the number 18, so 18 centimetres. Then I'm going to turn that around, and then on what you would call the short side, I'm going to measure it at 2 centimetres to start off with. So I'm just lining that up. Then 4, then 16, and then 18. And that is that piece. And then I've got another piece, again, black hammered. You can see that hammered finish. And again, I'm using that partly because it's 300 GSM as well. I forgot to say that. Really nice thick card. I just keep using that. I just find that the base for unusual shaped cards is just right. So I'm going to turn that over, and this measures 24.3. Now I know that that is a bit ridiculous, but it is 24.3 along the long edge and 15 down here. And then I'm going to measure from, to start off with, I'm going to measure at 11 centimetres. So taking this to 11. Now, rather than say 0.3 and all the rest of it, I'm going to turn it all around, and then I'm going to measure it at 11 again. So measured at 11 from both sides in. Do you understand that? That's good. Okay, so that's all that bit. Now I still need my trimmer, so I'm going to do the cutting of my card first. So when I'm looking at my pattern here, I need, if you look at my prototype, we need a really nice piece for the front, and then when we open it up, we need a nice piece for the inner side here. We also need a piece for this back piece, but as you can see, we can't really see it. So subsequently, I'm not worried too much about that particular piece, okay? But I do need 2 nice pieces. And it seems to me that I quite like these 2 pieces here. So that's what I'm going to go for. So if I cut, I need 3 pieces altogether, which are 10 centimetres by 14. So if I cut this one at 10 centimetres, that's the scorer, 10 centimetres there, and then 14 there. So that's one piece. Then this piece, I want to keep that bit. So I'm going to just measure whether this is 10 centimetres. It's fractionally over. So I'm just going to take a little slither off of that side. So 10 centimetres. I'm only taking it off of one particular side because I want the pattern to be not damaged, if you see what I mean. And then I'm going to take it to there to 14. So 2 pieces that are 10 by 14 centimetres. And then this piece, another piece 10 by 14. And this time it doesn't really matter where it is at all because I'm going to be, as I said, covering most of it. So it's not going to be particularly relevant. So that's for that. And then finally, from this piece as well, I'm going to cut 2 pieces, which are just to go on here. So it's just the spine of it. So 2 pieces, they're going to be 14 centimeters long. So go that way. So 14 centimeters long and 2 centimeters wide. So I'm going to take that on this side, sorry, this side, so it's easier for me. If I'm trying to cut it here, I find that with just tiny pieces like 2 and 1 centimeter, I find it easier to cut it off of this end. So I'm going to cut 1 at 2 centimeters and then another one. Now, one other piece I need to cut, and that is a piece, I have actually already done it, and that's a piece of the snow acetate. There isn't a right and a wrong, so I'll try and get it right. And I've cut that to 11 by 7, so it's just a bit smaller than the base is going to be. I'll show you why, because I've got to make an aperture in it. And so that's all the cutting. I've already done that one. I'm trying to keep it on one side so that I can actually see it, because if I put it down like that, it's not going to happen, is it? So I've popped that to one side. So now let's start making our box first. So let's bring in this piece. So this is our actual box, and we need to cut some pieces off. Now, I should have done that really so that you could see it a bit better, couldn't I? So let me see if I've got not only a white pen, but a white pen that works. Yeah. So when I look at my box here, I want to remove, there's 4 little panels. You can't see that very well in back, can you? So there's 4 panels here. I want to remove that one, that one, that one, and that one. Then that one, that one, that one, and that one. That one, that one, that one, that one, and that one, that one, that one, and that one. So when you have got, if you would like to make this, you will see quite clearly that you're going to end up with sort of like a cross, and that's what you need to remove. So I'm going to get my scissors, and I'm just going to go along the score lines and remove that one, then that, and that. The tea lights that I got, as I said, I got them from Sainsbury's, but you could, I'm sure Amazon do them, and I know IKEA do as well, even cheaper if you're near an IKEA. And they're scented ones, so not only are they coloured, but they're also scented. And the ones that I'm using for this one are sort of like a little green colour, and they are rosemary and wildflower. Oh, they smell lovely. Really lovely. I'm not so sure how well they'll smell when you actually burn them, but to give them as a gift, preferably with the sort of £20 tucked in there, saying, here's £20 for you to go over and spend on maximumcraft.com. You know, the sort of thing, as you would. So I'm now going to take my bone folder and I'm going to fold and burnish all of these core lines. So I'm folding it so that this is the right side and I'm folding it into there. Now I have got to run this through an embossing folder, die cutter machine, I should say. And so the lines that I'm burnishing will have to be done again, but I always find that if you do them once, they do show up a little bit easier. So tuck those all in. Okay, so then when we fold this together, we can see, oh, she says, that that's not right. Why is that not right? Hold on a second, folks. Hold on a second. Why haven't I done that right? Plan B. Let me just check the measurements here. Hold on. So we'll ignore those bits there. So if we went along the long edge, we are going at, whoops, 8, 10, 18, 20, 20. We'll have to have a little scroobly bit in it because we can't do that all again, can we? Yes, we've got to do it all again. Plan B, just a second. Can't have that. Can't have that, not right. I wasn't paying any attention, was I? Right, so 22 by 20. Let's do that again, shall we? You've got all the time in the world, haven't you? And scoring. So turn that over on the long edge, get it right again now, at 8 centimetres, at 10, at 18, and at 20. Turning around, and on this side it is at 2, and at 4, and at 16. I reckon that might work a bit better, don't you? So don't need that bit a second. Let's just trim those off. So just to remind you, I'm sure that's why I did it really. We need to cut off those pieces, those pieces, those pieces, and those pieces. Let's see. It looks all right. If not, we'll just look at the one that I did earlier and think, oh, that was nice. The truth is, I have also pre-done the video for Sunday today because today I won't be here in person on Sunday, and we will be launching the next set of dies, and I was doing the video today for that, and to be honest, I got so excited about it that I nearly forgot that I was showing you this. So that's all I can think about is how exciting these new ones are. Really, really pleased with them, and I'm hoping that you will like them. They will launch at 11 o'clock on Sunday, this Sunday, which is UK time. That looks a bit better, doesn't it? We'll see, shall we? Otherwise, as I said, we'll do the other one. So let's score these again. Will be something to look forward to. It will be our 3 or 4 different launches. So that's for the new year that you're gonna really, really like. Now let's see if it works. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. So there's the one not to do, but this is the one to do. So what I need to do before I do everything else is I need to take a little die. Now I have grabbed a random set that had something else in. It was part of another set, a window or something. And that is going to be my aperture. Now you could make any shape. You could do an oval, you could do a fancy shape, you could do a circle or anything. But what you do need to bear in mind is that when you make your aperture, these sides need to be not too narrow, because otherwise you're going to find that there's trouble of it all not holding up, sort of. It's not going to get the strength. So they need to be quite wide here. And also bear in mind that the thickness of this piece is possibly going to show through, so we might have to trim that down a fraction. So the aperture goes on the piece of flap that has not got anything on it. So all of that is the box. This is the front. So this is where our aperture is going to go. So I'm going to take a piece of tape. I'm going to center it as much as I can, she says, and just pop that into place. And then when I'm going to run it through my machine, I'm just going to make sure that all these pieces here are folded under, because if I've got them out, I'm only going to use my little machine, and so they need to be tucked in. So just bear with me. You can see, if I turn that over, that you've got your apple there. Okay, so as I said, that's just a random shape. I mean, you could even get a punch, in all honesty, as long as it fits in like that. So that's that. Now, when we just practice that we're going to go slightly pulling that over, you'll see then that this piece just needs trimming a little. So I'm just going to, with my scissors, just cut that a little bit down. It will depend. That's so I didn't say don't to a smaller piece there in the first place, because your aperture may well not be involved with it. So I'm not going to sort of make a big fuss about it. So I'm now going to put on that bit that I've just cut some power tape or some extra strong red tape, whichever you have. And I'm also going to put some on this bottom piece here. Okay, so just a bit of tape onto there. And then I'm going, that was 9mm. I'm just going to take a 6mm one, and I'm going to put that around the outside, right up close to my aperture, because I want to put my acetate onto there. Okay, you could get away with not putting acetate on it. Obviously you might not have the snow one. I have got that now back in stock, but if you do, you do risk anything in there falling out. So if it's a larger bar of chocolate type of thing or something like that, that's fine. But if it's smaller, you do risk it falling out if you don't put some sort of acetate in there. So let us peel that off. So I'm going to do the window first. So just peeling all of this off first. Oops. Like that. And then I'm going to get my piece of snow acetate, and remember that I want the front there to be the right way round, so I'm going to put it in upside down and just push that on so that when I turn that over, we've got the acetate there. Then I'm going to remove the piece along here and carefully marry up this piece. So I want to try and make that as close to being a right angle as I possibly can. And press that down. Then I'm going to tuck this piece up. And that's going to go in there. And again, marry that correctly. And I'm going to pop my bone folder in to just wanted to stay stuck already. There, I could put my bone folder in and push so that that's nice and firm. Okay, now then this top piece, I'm just going to take a slither off of those two from that corner, from the first fold line, so that that will then tuck nicely into there to hold whatever it is, in my case our little tree lights. But I'm going to put the rest of the card together first before I do the tree lights. Tea lights, not tree lights. So let's bring in our other piece of card, which we measured in from 11 centimetres one way, 11 centimetres the other. So let's hope I did that one right at least. Burnish that. Oh, look at that. She got that right. So which piece am I going to choose out of my lovely pieces that I cut? Whoops. For my front. So I think I'm going to go for the owl on my front, because I don't want to put a pocket. I don't know now. Well, I didn't want to put a pocket, but I was thinking I could do that, and then you could put something like with Love at Christmas. I think I'll do that. Yeah, change plan. When Carol gets to watch this, she'll know about me changing plans. I've been trying to make an advent calendar for I don't know how many weeks, and I've gone from plan A, B, C and D now. Plan C was to actually just buy one, but you'll be pleased to hear that plan A is now completed. Yes, as is plan D. Plan B was abandoned. Yes, I know. Yes, I'm liking that. So I'm going to then take one of my little slivers, and that is going to go onto the back. Whoops, there you see. So a little bit of glue onto, I say the back, onto the spine, I should have said. And I'm actually going to marry up the line here is what I'm looking for. Obviously to try and get it as centre as possible, but particularly to marry up that line there. Now, I've got that piece in the middle there, so I might as well do that. Oh, look. Do I put the little bunny? Do you know what? I've got to put the little bunny in there. It was going to go the other way, but I didn't realise that I'd cut the bunny like that. It's a good job I'm talking to myself, isn't it, eh? So that's going to go there. Now, these two pieces, one of which is going to go there now, and the other piece which is going to go there. First of all, I need to put some ribbon in. So I've chosen some ribbon that I have in my stash, which is sort of like a greeny bluey colour, which I felt went in quite well with what we've got there. But I prefer to actually attach this before I put these pieces on the back. I think it looks neater. So I'm going to take them off. I've put that one in because that gives me some idea of perspective, making sure that I've got it fairly straight. And I'm going to put a piece of the wide tape just inside there. And there's no particular measurement, just inside there and just inside there. It's probably about, I don't know, 6 centimetres or more. Doesn't really matter. I'm then going to take that covering off and attach my piece of ribbon just about halfway, something like that. Okay. Then I'm going to take another piece of power tape, whoops, and just put that over the top like that. I'll come back to that in a second. Then going to take this side off, and I will try my best to put my other piece of ribbon on so that it is a fairly similar place, something like that. And then another little bit. Just want to make the ribbon secure, that's all. Hold on. Would have been nice to do a workshop, wouldn't it? So I'm just taking those pieces off, and then I can put these pieces in. So I've got a tiny little bit of sticky along here that is just already in position, of course, but putting extra glue in there and then lining that up so that it's as straight as I think it can be. Oh gosh, that's it. Pushing down there onto that power tape on that side, and then taking this one, which I'm using, not that side, I'm using that one because, as I said, it's going to be virtually hidden in a second. And again, pop that into position, covering the power tape up there, and then pop that down there. Okay, so my box now, I'm going to put glue onto the back here, and then I can use my bone folder to keep that in place and push down. So I'm really looking at centering this if I possibly can. So something like that. I'm going to open it up, turn it round, and then with my bone folder I can then really get some pressure onto there and stick that all down. Pop my tea lights in. As I said, it fits 6, and if you've got a packet of 30 like I did, this whole project with a bit of ribbon and whatever just works out at about £1. So I've left it now so that here I could put an extra piece of my paper, something like that, just putting a bit of power tape. Oh, look, I could put that in, couldn't I? Just works, doesn't it? Love it. Bit of power tape down 3 sides, side there, and down the bottom, so that that would just hold let's have a look, a credit card. Well, it could hold a credit card, I suppose, but probably not best. It would just fit in there nicely, or you could put, you know, a £20 note type of thing in there. I think that looks lovely. I wish it was smell-o-vision as well, because that just smells so lovely. And I just want to grab now, what sentiment did I grab just now? With Love at Christmas. Okay, so I'm going to close that up, and I think with Love at Christmas can go there. Now, what I'm not quite sure is whether I'm going to cut it out of black. Could look a bit harsh. Shall we try it? Let's try it. It's a fancy one. It's not a blocky one, if you see what I mean. Let's see what we think. Let's take all this. I've got a load of new sentiments at the moment. Well, say new. And I have got a sentiment section because I really like nice looking sentiments, and I've got a load more to put on yet, so do keep your eye out on those. Obviously not very many Christmas ones anymore now. It's really getting to that stage. If you haven't, you really should have done, isn't it? And we can always pass over the moon pig web address if it gets that bad. What do you think? Does look very lovely, doesn't it? Eh? I think because I've got the black on the outside, that actually works quite nicely. What do you think? I will show you what I was going to do, but that's when I was going to have a different cover, and this one probably wouldn't work. But what I was going to do was I was going to put that on there, which is sort of like the aqua colour, but in silver mirror sort of thing, which blends in a bit. But I think that the black works, don't you? Yeah? What, Stella, what are you saying no to? Yeah, I think it works. Black, black, black. Yeah, I reckon so too. I think so what I was going to do, if you could imagine that if this piece was the front cover, it was going to go there like that. I've got the light shining on it, which doesn't help. So it was going to look like that, which I think that it would have looked quite nice. You could do both actually, couldn't you? But anyway, I think I'll go for this one. Yeah, I'll go for this one. And I must let you all go. So I'm just going to pop this on here now. Hopefully June will be able to give you some instructions written down, and hopefully, because I did send them to her correctly, she's probably yelling at me, you're doing it wrong the first time. But however, you can see what happens if you do it wrong, that you can always do it again. Only a piece of card, isn't it, at the end of the day? Let's just put that in. So it just makes a little difference, kind of like a card at the same time. So you could do that. Obviously, it is something that you would hand over, be able to push it, rather than pop in the post, because it might get tad squashed. So it's a handover one, really. But I think that looks rather nice with your tea lights inside. As I said, could be chocolate, could be, I don't know, sample perfumes or creams or whatever. You could put your little pocket here, which would look rather yummy as well. And then we just do it up. And Bob's your uncle. Except he isn't, but anyway, whatever. So there you go. A little something different for you today, and hopefully something to have inspired you slightly. So we have, as we said, either the pink or the blue version. Didn't put a sentiment on there. I like that. I like that a lot. So yeah, don't forget, thumb up, please. Really appreciate that. Down there somewhere. That would be really good if you could. I will be back, as I say, on Sunday with video only. So I'm not there live. When you hear the video, you'll see what I'm doing instead. Yeah, it's not good. Potentially. So, but most importantly, the two, it slipped out then. 2 exciting new easy frames coming your way on Sunday at 11 o'clock. I do hope you can join me then. I will be back again next Wednesday as well if you can't make it then. And thank you so much for joining me, and thank you as always for your support. Take care till then. Thank you. Bye.